Every year, hundreds of players get signed as undrafted free agents. And while most of those players obviously don't work out, there are some that definitely do. Not only do they work out, but some become some of the best players at their positions. So today, we are going to see if we can win this team of undrafted players a ring, and see if we can make this team even better by only drafting and signing projected undrafted players. Oh yeah, and we have Tommy DeVito at QB, so this should be fun. But if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like. It really helps out the channel, it helps out the video, it helps more people see it. And the last time I did this, we absolutely destroyed the like goal. So let's see if we can get to 1,500 likes. And if we can hit that, I have something similar to this planned that I think y'all will enjoy if you enjoy this one. It'll be similar, but a different group of players. We'll say that. So again, 1,500 likes for that. And again, massive thank you for 25,000 subscribers. That's insane. And if you like Madden rebuilds, that is literally all I do, so you are definitely in the right place. So be sure to subscribe. It'll make you an OG of the channel while you still can be one for when we inevitably hit 10 million subscribers, definitely. But now on to 30, 50, 100K, so if you know anyone that likes Madden rebuilds, be sure to share the channel with them, you know what I'm saying? And very last thing, if you have any video ideas that you would want to see, that's where I get most of my ideas from for videos, the comments, so let me know down below. And if I pick your comment, I'll give you a shout out, whatever, I'll give you credit for it. So if you have any fun rebuild ideas, just let me know. But without further ado, let's get into this rebuild. So like I said, how we're gonna do this is we can only draft players that are projected to go undrafted. You know, I want to actually be able to do something in the draft. So that's my way of thinking there. I don't want to just have to trade all our picks every year. That doesn't sound super fun. I mean, I guess we could, but I guess it's more fun to spend them. And then obviously we can sign whatever undrafted guy we want. Most of the time they're better than the guys I draft anyways. And I would never mention something like this at the beginning of the video. I would wait a little later normally because it's kind of weird, but I cannot figure this out. On the last one of these I did, I got like quite a few comments saying, why do you have TJ Edwards? He was a 4th round pick. Also, why is he wearing 96? Almost everywhere I looked said he was an undrafted player. It says it on his Wikipedia page. It says it on like most websites. If you like a news story, oh, the Eagles signed TJ Edwards as an undrafted free agent. But there were a few that said Eagles 4th round pick TJ Edwards. Very few, but there were a few. I cannot figure it out. Was he undrafted or was he drafted in the 4th round? Because like 80% places say he was undrafted, but there's that 20% that say he was a 4th round pick. Can't figure it out. Okay, I don't know. Either way, I think the team is set, so let's get to the midseason point and we will see what kind of record we have. Hopefully it's pretty good. Okay, well, here we are at the midseason point of year 1 and we are 1-5. Tough start. I can't say I didn't expect it, but still tough start. I do think we'll get better in the second half of the year though, at least I would hope. Austin Eckler, it looked like, was doing really bad. I think he should get better. And then our defense is allowing, it looks like, a lot more points than yards, at least in terms of like rankings, you know what I mean? So hopefully that can get better. We're not going to be great this year, but that's where the rebuild comes in. We're going to try and make this team good. So, you know, get a drink, get a snack, get whatever. This is going to be some work, it seems like. But we already have some players to re-sign. Austin Eckler, Bryce Huff, Kenny Moore. Okay, I definitely want like all of these guys back. I'm not going to show me re-signing all of them because that's going to take like 10 minutes, but I'll do a couple of the important ones. Austin Eckler, do you want to re-sign? I hope so. He might actually be better to re-sign at the end of the year though. He's probably going to regress. And we'll offer him this anyways. 5 years, 53 mil, and he doesn't take it. Okay, he might have to be a tag, unfortunately. Bryce Huff, 4 years, 47 mil. Really underrated in real life, but in Madden, we'll see if he actually does well. He re-signs though. Kenny Moore, 2 years, 24 mil. He re-signs. And I think that's all I'm going to show for now. So I'll get the rest of these figured out and we will see if we can get them all back. Okay, you know what? This is the rare time where I'm not going to have salary cap on because, you know, if we can't keep these players, the team is going to fall apart and we couldn't afford every player here. So I just turned the salary cap off. I re-signed as many players as I could. I set really big offers for all these guys and they still declined. So we'll get them back eventually. But I won't even really show re-signings, I don't think, now that we have salary cap off. But again, hopefully we can get better in the second half of the season. I mean, we have more than a good enough roster to be at least solid. We're an 82 overall. The Rams are 5-2 with a 79. I love this game. But let's get to the end of the season and we will see what happens. But here we are at the end of year one, and I was definitely right. This gives me a ton of hope for the future. We definitely bounce back big time in the second half of the year. Now, I wish we could have made the playoffs, but this at least gives me hope that the team can do well. We finished 9-8, third in the division. The Eagles and Giants both finished 10-7. The Giants? I mean, I guess I thought they were going to be good heading into the season, but they definitely haven't been. I guess lately they have been. But either way, let's check out our season stats for the year. We'll see what went wrong, see what went right, see what we might need to fix. Tommy DeVito definitely did not go wrong. I don't know if this is just for my custom rosters, which probably, maybe, but he is a monster in them. 4,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 picks, 65 completion percentage as a rookie. What's his overall up to? 73 already from a 68. The only downside to him is he is a 25-year-old rookie, but I mean, other than that, we're looking pretty good there. And Austin Eckler definitely did bounce back. 1,000 yards, 4.1 per carry, 5 touchdowns, 11 touchdowns for Gus Edwards. Eckler had like 3.5 yards per carry at the midseason, so he definitely bounced back. Adam Thielen, 1,300 yards, touchdowns. How old is he? Is he 33? 33. Maybe even 34 in real life. That's, I don't know about 1,300 yards, but we'll take it. Kendrick Bourne, even 900 yards, 800 for Jacoby Myers, even 6 and 7 touchdowns for Taysom Hill, which tight end might be a problem pretty soon because we have Taysom Hill, who's old, Robert Tonyan, who's older and isn't great, and Mo Alley Cox, who is also older and not like amazing or anything. So that's the position I want to look for in this, you know, draft slash undrafted period. And for blocking, unfortunate combo there for sack totals for our tackles. That's probably how Cowboys fans feel about Terrence Steele, but 11 sacks allowed for Terrence Steele, 9 for La'el Collins, 4 for Greg Van Roten, 3 for David Andrews, and Andrew Norwell joins the all-castration team, which is my imaginary list of players that do not allow a sack in a season. He was from Ohio State. Was he actually undrafted, or am I stupid? Hold on. Yeah, it's always confusing to me how players from like big schools go undrafted and then work out. Like, were teams not watching them when they were watching other prospects? I don't know. I guess that's how a lot of these guys are, like Georgia, LSU, Texas Tech, UCLA. I don't know. It's interesting. And TJ Edwards, who may or may not actually be undrafted, I'm like 99.9% sure he was, but 119 tackles for him, tackles for loss, 13 for Pierce, 11 for Autry, and sacks, not many, well, not many for one player, but it looks like a good total. 7 for Barrett, 5.5 for Autry and Huff, 5 for Pierce, and then a lot more. So that might be a good total. And then interceptions, 4 for Darius Williams, 3 for Ward, 2 for Shaq Barrett. Oh yeah, he was playing off ball like half the time. TJ Edwards with 2, and then 1 for a few players, which Marquise Bell is a new addition to this team. He wasn't on the last one, has been really good this year. So that's a fun addition. I might move him to safety when like Adrian Phillips retires, and a lot of our safeties are older. Tashawn Gibson. So I think we'll do that. But MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Shocker. Dak now on the Bears at number 8. Tommy DeVito at number 9 though. So he should be Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's crazy. I like Tommy DeVito. He's been pretty good in real life. I apparently made him way too good, even though he's a 68 overall in my rosters. But Adam Thielen up there at number 8 for Offensive Player of the Year. Tommy DeVito at number 10. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald. No Cowboys, unfortunately. And Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Tommy DeVito. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Ivan Pace. No Cowboys. But that Offensive Rookie of the Year is huge. Because something we struggled with in the last rebuild is, you know, finding a really good QB. But now we might have one with Mr. Tommy Cutlets himself. Can't wait for him to win MVP next year, because the NFL wants to push that narrative. I don't know. But let's get into the offseason. Really not anything for us to do in the offseason other than the draft, obviously. I do want to see what kind of dev-ups we got, though, and who retires. But in the Super Bowl, that is an EA-ass Super Bowl. The Chiefs beat the Falcons. That seems like the 14 millionth time I've seen that. The Chiefs win 28-14. I feel like I've even seen that exact score about 20 times. I love this game. It's not repetitive at all. But Tommy DeVito, of course, has an upgrade. Only one upgrade, unfortunately. But he should be up to Superstar dev? He is. Okay, cool. So, hey, I mean, we might be cooking. We'll see. Did we get any other dev ups, though? If Adam Thielen didn't retire, he might. Okay, he did get star dev. Do I see any others? Darius Williams went up to superstar. That's fun. Danico Autry retired. Or no, he didn't. I lied. I don't think we had any retirements. This is an old team. I'm surprised. Not even Greg Van Roten. I mean, that's nice, actually. Oh, yeah, and I do want to do this, though. Just because I think he'll be the starter, let's move Marquise Bell to safety. He was undrafted. I don't even think I checked. Maybe he wasn't. I think he was, though. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did check. But we have an 85 overall defense, and the offense is an 80 with, you know, a QB with superstar dev now, so we should get better there. But let's get, I guess, just straight to the draft, and I'll explain how I'm gonna do it, because I got a lot of comments complaining about how I did it in the last rebuild. I'm gonna do it the exact same way, though, and I have my reasoning why. But like I said, how I did the draft last time was, I guess, controversial, and I'll agree a little bit. People didn't like that I, you know, was spending like first round picks for these undrafted guys, which makes sense, and I'll agree with the first round picks, but a lot of the time, if there is a good player that is projected to go undrafted, teams might take them early. Like, so many times I've been like, oh, this guy looks good. Like, if there's a focus position I have or something, one of the undrafted projected guys will be like a 3rd to 4th round talent or something, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I'll take him in like the 4th, 5th round, but I go to take them and then they're gone. They get taken in the draft, even though they're projected to go undrafted. So that is why I spent the picks on players, and I didn't just trade all of them back for pure 7th round picks. I didn't really need to spend 1st round picks on them, to be fair, but like, the thing is, 90% of the time, the players that we are gonna get actually undrafted are better than the players that we're gonna draft, because a decent amount of the players that go undrafted are gonna be some of these guys that I can't take because they're not projected to go undrafted. They're projected to get drafted. Like, see, Michael Peoples, he looks pretty decent, but he, you know, could go undrafted, and if he does, he might be a decent pickup. He actually doesn't look amazing. Well, he looks decent. So that's why I, you know, didn't trade every pick for 7th round picks. But anyways, I actually have no idea what we're even gonna do in the draft here, but let's see if there's anyone looking good that we can find. Ooh. Okay, I never can tell if blocking tight ends are good, but sometimes they are. I've seen like 76 overall X factors that go in like the 7th round or something. Now, to be fair, I haven't seen one of those in a while, and I don't think this guy would be like that because his receiving ability is terrible, but, you know, it's still interesting. Something to think about. Enrique Bolden, he looks okay. Okay, and that's all the tight ends. I looked through all of them, and by far, the best looking one is Percy Robinson. Now, he could be very bad. I have no idea, but I'm not going to spend much time on these drafts. I don't know what I'm doing with undrafted players in drafts. I rarely ever draft undrafted players, obviously, but let's just take a chance on Percy Robinson. You know, he has elite strength, A, awareness, impact block, pass block, run block. He's probably terrible, but let's take him. A, he has hidden dev. 79 speed isn't the worst. 78 strength is good. That might not be too terrible of a pick. He'll probably only be like a 66, but at least he has a dev trait. And just out of curiosity, sometimes there are pretty good UDFA running backs. I was like, this guy looks okay. B break tackle. I honestly thought that A to C catching was carrying, so I guess he's not good, but 4.71 speed, not even for a power back, for an elusive back. I almost want to take this guy just because he might be the lowest overall player I've ever seen. He might be like a 47. I'm not going to do it, but But let's take a chance on Brandon McNeil. He looks maybe decent. He has terrible awareness, but he's a power back out of Youngstown State, a huge school, I know. He has actually pretty good speed. It's only listed as solid, but for a power back, that's definitely not bad. Good strength. A, ball carrier vision, break tackle, stiff arm, B carry, B trucking. You know, the awareness is rough, but think he might be okay. Let's take him. Normal dev, unfortunately, but he might be a decent overall. We'll see. Okay, wait, you know what? We actually did pretty well. I took all these picks, obviously, because I wanted to make sure the CPU didn't pick guys that were, you know, not supposed to go undrafted, so I made played all these, and our first couple picks actually aren't too bad. Percy Robinson is a 71. I thought his terrible receiving ability would hold him back from being even decent, but we're gonna start him. I mean, yeah, lots of upside, so we'll see what happens. He's only 22 with the hidden dev. Even Brandon McNeil, normal dev, but 71 overall. Really well-balanced player. I guess not a great receiver, but for speed and power, he's pretty good. Wasn't he listed as an elusive back, though? Now he's listed as a power back? No, he might have been a power back. I can't remember. These picks weren't great through here. Did Knowles have hidden? No. But Daniel Richards, 70 overall. Again, only normal dev, but that's decent value, especially for the players we had to pick. Terrell Morrell, which is a fun name. He had hidden dev. Jamario Porter sucks, unfortunately. On Johnny Kennard, I thought he was actually a really good player. He had hidden dev. He's really fast, and he had A to C man coverage. I was like, maybe that's a B, but no, it was apparently a C, and it's a 67. So he's kind of only an athlete, but maybe we can work with something there. I don't know, probably not. But I mean, overall, we got a few players that'll make the team and one that'll start immediately. That's pretty good. But let's see if there are any good-looking players that went undrafted. Okay, well, there are some okay receivers. I think I was thinking about taking Dwight Lindsey. I guess I just forgot, but he's not great anyways. Okay, definitely no great undrafted players. So see, that's what I'm saying. The good undrafted guys get drafted, which doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. But let's get into year 2. Damn, the Chargers finally fired Brandon Staley. Good lord. I was starting to think they weren't going to. I wouldn't have minded if they fired him before the season. I'm pretty sure I said that. There were Chargers fans trying to say like, oh no, it's all Joe Lombardi. There are a few Lombardis. Was it Joe Lombardi was their offensive coordinator? I was like, okay, I don't know about that. And yeah, now finally they fire Brandon Staley. I just don't like signing defensive-minded head coaches in general. They rarely work out. The one exception to that is DeMeco Ryans. I liked that hiring. He's been really good so far, so I don't know. The other one I like is Brian Flores, but he isn't like amazing. He's good, but I feel like he should be a head coach. But I just like hiring offensive-minded guys a lot more. They work out a lot more. The Chargers also fired their GM, Tom Telesco. I don't feel like he was the problem. I actually feel like he's pretty good. I mean, they have a lot of roster talent. The problem was the performance of those players. I don't know. I actually like Tom Telesco. Okay, sure. But at least Brandon Staley is gone. Making my name look bad, you know what I'm saying? The Brandon to Brandon connection. But anyways, back to the rebuild. Oh, also, just kidding. Not back to the rebuild. If you want me to rebuild the Chargers without Brandon Staley, let me know down below. I mean, by the time I would get to it, it would probably be Monday, so it wouldn't be as big of a story anymore, but yeah, maybe not. But still, if you would want to see that, a Chargers rebuild, obviously without Brandon Staley, let me know down below, because I still might do it if y'all really want to see it. But anyways, here is a look at the team heading into year 2. Obviously, the superstar dev for Tommy DeVito is huge. Still only up to a 74, like I said, but you know, the superstar dev should help, absolutely. The rest of the offense isn't the best. I do like Robinson, the rookie tight end. I like Eckler. I like Thielen, but he's very old, and the rest of the receiving core isn't amazing. And the O-line, the interior played pretty well, but I'm worried about the tackle duo. Well, hopefully it'll play better this year. We'll see. And then I do very much like the defense. 85 overall defense. The corner room is still loaded. The linebacker group is still really good. The safeties are really good. The D-line as a whole is really good. I like our defense a lot. Now, will our defense actually play well is another question. If it doesn't after this year, I will probably change the playbook. I love the game of, you know, trying to find out which playbook works best in this game. It's the theme of every rebuild, but I guess we'll find out. But let's get to the midseason point of year 2, and hopefully we can be better than last year at the midseason. We will see, though. You never know. But at the midseason point of year 2, we are definitely doing better. We are 3-3. Not amazing, but better at least. It looks like our defense is definitely doing better than our offense. We have a really good run D, and we have a really bad rushing offense. So, you know, our offense might get a little worse in the second half of the year, but I think our defense could get better. So we'll probably honestly finish around 9-8 again. Now that I say that, we're probably going to finish like 6-11, but we'll see. Hope for the best, expect the worst. Ooh, we have to re-sign our boy Tommy DeVito. 5 years, 67 mil, sure. But I'll re-sign all these guys. And honestly, that's really all there is for us to do here. So let's just get straight to the end of the year, and we will see how we finish. This might be like the shortest video I've ever done, depending on how many years I do. Okay, well, here we are at the end of year number 2, and if you've seen one of my videos before, y'all know why we're here. But super quick, before I reveal how we did in year 2, if you haven't already, be sure to drop a like on the video. It really helps out the channel. It helps out the video. It's easy, and I know it's stupid, but I would very much appreciate it. Again, 1,200 likes. Did I say 1,500? No, I said 1,500. If we can hit 1,500 likes, which we should be able to do, I will do something similar to this. One that I have done before that is similar, and one that y'all very much enjoyed. Some of my most popular videos ever. I just wanted to do them again because, you know, they were fun, and the teams are definitely different now. Not 100% different, but there are definitely some new players, like our boy Tommy DeVito especially. So yeah, be sure to drop a like if you want to see that other one. And again, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because all I post are Madden rebuilds, and if you're enjoying this video, you'll enjoy like all the rest of them. But the team is now up to an 83 overall, 81 offense, 87 defense. Now, the team's gonna regress after the year, so by the start of next year, we'll probably only be like an 81 again, but we're starting to establish some, you know, young players like Robinson, like DeVito. That's almost it, to be fair, but it gives me hope that we can find other younger guys, so that's good at least. But in year number 2, we finished only 8-9, but it was good enough to make the playoffs. So what went wrong? It looks like our defense once again was just okay. It was actually kind of not great. It was number 24 in the league. Our offense was number 18. Our offense makes sense because it's only an 81 overall. It's like okay, not amazing. Our defense is one of the better overalls in the league, and it's ranked number 24. We're gonna look for a new defensive playbook. What's a good one? I struggle to find what the good defensive playbooks are because all of them seem very hit or miss. We'll go with the Bills. I've used the Bills recently and it was terrible, but I've also used it and it's been great, so I will hope this works. We will see, but I don't have much hope for this playoff game, unfortunately, against the 49ers, but you never know. Let's check our season stats, though. Tommy DeVito, you know, I kind of expected this, a little worse than last year. 3,900 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 picks. Definitely worse than last year, but usually in rebuilds, there is one rough season, and apparently this is our rough season. So let's hope we can get back on track next year. He was still decent, though. Austin Eckler was actually pretty good, almost 1,200 yards, 4.5 per carry, 10 touchdowns. He was nice. And Adam Thielen, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1,000 yards for Kendrick Bourne, 7 touchdowns. Even Jacoby Myers was solid. Percy Robinson as a rookie, I wish we got him more involved. I could have switched to the Chiefs offense or something, but, you know, I don't want to use that every rebuild. He was still good, though. Highly unlikely that I'll win Rookie of the Year, but he was still good. The blocking was better. Andrew Norwell went from amazing to pretty bad, unfortunately. I accidentally started Matt Filer over Greg Van Roten, but it doesn't really matter. La'el Collins wasn't great, but Terrence Steele was a lot better, so we'll take it. And on defense, TJ Edwards led the team with 140 tackles. Tackles for loss, 19 for Huff, 16 for Pierce, 14 for Tart. Lots of tackles for loss. And sacks, 11 for Shaq Barrett. He actually did pretty well. Sometimes he does really well in this game. Sometimes he's terrible, but this year he was really good. We'll take that. Outside of him, though, 5 sacks for Bryce Huff. That's decent. And then, like, nothing. And then interceptions, 4 for Charvarius Ward, 2 for Edwards, Moore, and Williams, and 1 for Robert Spillane. But let's check out yearly awards. MVP goes to, of course, division rival Jalen Hurts. Okay, I have this theory, which I've mentioned before. Whenever you are usering a team, it seems like your division rivals do better. Now, that would make sense if you're doing like a 0 overall rebuild, because your division rivals just get to beat up on you twice a year. Pause, that's rough phrasing, but you know what I mean. But even when you have a good team, it seems like it gives your division rivals a chance to do better. I don't know why, but that's just what it seems like to me. Maybe it's just like confirmation bias whenever I see it, because, you know, Jalen Hurts wins MVP sometimes in this game, but also sometimes he doesn't for like a few rebuilds in a row, so I don't know. Just something interesting to think about. But Offensive Player of the Year also goes to Jalen Hurts. No Cowboys, really no Adam Thielen. Interesting. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons, now on the Saints. That's cursed. TJ Edwards at number 10, I almost missed him. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Terry Borum. So now they have Larry Borum and Terry Borum. That's not confusing. Percy Robinson at number 4. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Taylor Alexander for the 49ers, a team we're going to be facing in a second. No Cowboys, obviously. So definitely a disappointing year, but we were still in the playoffs. So, hey, if that's a disappointing year, then I'm fine with it. But we have a one last hurrah scenario. Maybe Adam Thielen, Danico Autry. I don't know who this is going to be. Probably Adam Thielen, though. Could be Greg Van Roten, I guess. Yeah, Adam Thielen. That would kind of suck. I mean, I don't know. He's produced, but we'll see. You know, we still have Jacoby Myers. We still have other decent receivers that are a lot younger, so it might not matter too much. And then we will go play it cool for the first of many scenario or whatever. This is a big rivalry game. I mean, we're not going to have the, like, division rival thing, obviously, but, you know, this is maybe the biggest, like, non-divisional rivalry in the NFL, Cowboys 49ers. I mean, neither of them have won a Super Bowl in, like, 30 years, so it's like, but still. But let's simulate this game, and let's probably get smoked. I don't think we'll get smoked. Oh, we do win. Okay, I don't know about that, but we get our first playoff win of the rebuild. We beat the 49ers 23-17. We will take that. We have a recap for the one last hurrah, though, if it wants to load someday. Plus 10 morale for all players. We'll take it. A recap for the first of many, and we're going to have a playoff blizzard. Ooh. But we get 7 staff points. We'll take it. Absolutely massive. And for the playoff blizzard, that's almost definitely a disadvantage for us, right? I mean, it's the Packers we're going against. Now, to be fair, they do have a young team in real life. A lot of those players probably aren't used to, you know, the snow yet. So this might be more neutral than it would seem. We're still probably going to get smacked, and it probably won't matter literally at all in Madden, but we'll see. Just more so in real life. But let's simulate this game against the 15-2, but only 84 overall Green Bay Packers. Kind of rare to see them do well in this game. And we get another win. This is, I forgot what team we're using. We're using the Cowboys. Okay, that makes sense. And now we're gonna have the showdown of the two most broken teams in this game. It's gonna be the Cowboys versus the Falcons, which we are a combined record of 500. We are a combined 15-15, or no, 17-17. What an elite conference championship game. But another scenario for the one last hurrah or whatever, plus 10 more morale. Okay, this is, I was just being pessimistic for those ones, but this is the Falcons. They are almost unbeatable in this game, except in the Super Bowl, I guess, but that's the Super Bowl. I guess we are the Cowboys, which is the other borderline unbeatable team. So I don't know, we'll see. Fucking freight train versus brick wall, but it's the Cowboys versus the Falcons. But we get 2,500 XP for winning in the Blizzard. That's actually huge. And I want to make sure we spend these before we get into this game, because that's a good amount of XP. Can I make it do the thing where it'll show the upgrade players screen, or is it just not going to let me? With the auto upgrades on, it might... Oh, it does, okay. But with the auto upgrades on, it might spend them before it simulates the game, so it'll do the same thing anyways. I don't know for sure. I have no idea. But it doesn't matter, because we get to spend them anyways. But without further ado, let's see if we can beat the Falcons. Oh, I saw some scenario. And we do. We destroy the Falcons. 42-21? All right. We have a recap for the one last hurrah, and we're going to be taking on the Raiders, which is one of the maybe 2 or 3 scariest AFC teams in this game. But plus 15 for all players, plus 15 morale. That's huge. Thank you, Adam Thielen. More upgrades too. Damn, this is a lot. Tommy DeVito playing up to an 84. But we're obviously going to jump in and watch this Super Bowl simulate the 13-4 Las Vegas Raiders. Now, we might have a better team. I know it says we're both an 84. I guess they get the slide advantage because they have a better offense. That's, you know, a little more important. But we both have an 87 for offense and defense. They have offense, we have defense, but they only have an 81 defense to our 83 offense. So, I mean, maybe we're technically the better team. I don't know. Although, they had the number 3 ranked offense, and the number 2 ranked defense. We had the number 18 ranked offense and 24 ranked defense. So, this might be a playbook issue. I don't know, though. We're kind of heating up. But I guess the final recap for the one last hurrah, this is just going to max out the morale, right? Or no, that's just the scenario of him retiring, which he may or may not retire if we don't click on the scenario. And then Super Bowl Media Day. I guess this is just the beginning. This is only year 2. We could be building a dynasty here. Oh, I accidentally clicked everything, but I guess it doesn't matter anyways. And before we jump in, I want to see if we hit any dev traits. Ooh, imagine we get X Factor for DeVito. No. Okay, I don't see any dev traits on offense yet. And on defense, also none. Well, that's tough. I guess we didn't do crazy well during the regular season, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. I thought Adam Thielen might get Superstar, which wouldn't matter, but oh well. Or maybe we don't get him until our season's over. I don't know. But let's jump in against the Raiders and let's see if we can get a win. But here we go in the Super Bowl, and I didn't even think about it, but I think this is a home game. I'm muting the announcer. Shut up. I always forget to do that. But yeah, this is a home game for the Super Bowl. If we lose this, I'm going to cry. We have no reason to lose this game, but will we is the question. I guess they'll be extra motivated to, beat us at home, but we're going to be extra motivated because we're at home. So I don't know. But let's get into this game, and we will see what happens. So we score early to make it 3-0. We are driving again, and we are going to make it 10-0 now. The Raiders are still yet to score. Now that I say that, they're going to score, and yeah, they get a field goal and a touchdown to tie it. Cool. And they are going to take the lead 17-10. We tie it at 17-17. They're driving, and that is going to do it. Our offense completely fell over, and we lose the Super Bowl at home. Tommy DeVito chokes the Super Bowl. You hate to see it. I mean, I don't know if it was his fault, but as we all know, wins are a quarterback stat, right, guys? God, that is one of the stupidest things in football. Oh yeah, this quarterback's team won, 15 games. That means he's the best quarterback in the league. Like, shut the fuck up. But an unfortunate way to end this season. However, we can still bounce back next year, and I like the playbook. Our defense held up well throughout the entirety of the playoffs. I don't want to mess with the offensive playbook, though, because usually the Cowboys are broken in this game. But of course, when I use them, I don't know. But we are actually going to do a little bit in free agency for once. I guess we might do this next year too, but there are a few undrafted players I wanted to go for. There's Jaquan McMillan, which he's been amazing for the Broncos this year. I had no idea who he was, to be fair. But yeah, he got star dev here. He might have it in the regular game, but as y'all know, in my custom rosters, I can't give players dev traits outside of franchise, which is stupid. I still think you should be able to do that, but whatever. And then Jack Sanborn too. Apparently, if you want an undrafted pickup at linebacker, go to Wisconsin because, yeah, TJ Edwards, Jack Sanborn, I'm sure there are more decent ones. And then two random undrafted star dev guys I found, George Perez and Javier Garland. Just depth pieces, but Sanborn and McMillan could get decent playing time. We'll see. So let's see if any of these guys want to sign. They all sign except Perez, and now Perez signs, so we get all four. We'll take it. But here in the draft, we pick at number, obviously, second round, but at number 33. And there were a few decent looking undrafted players that I found. Again, another tight end. I mean, I didn't see him after I focus scouted him. Cameron Chambers, are you good? He looks almost identical to the last guy we took. So I guess that's a bonus. We'll probably take him. He might even be better. He looks like a slightly better receiver. Either we'll take him here or with the next pick, but yeah, I don't know. He looks pretty decent. So hey, maybe a tip if you want to find, good value for the undrafted players, look for tight ends, like the blocking type. And for I focus scouted interior O linemen. I'm so bad at being able to tell if, like undrafted linemen are going to be good. I'm good at, telling if like early round guys are supposed to be good, like Jason Blackwell. Actually, he might not even be great. He looks pretty good though. Ooh, I wish we could take Sharif Wagner. First round damn, what a combine. I wish we could take him, but unfortunately not. Ooh, Eric Gomez might be okay. Great strength, pretty good speed even, and then decent ratings. Not the best though. He's not a very good pass blocker. I don't know. There just aren't any good looking linemen. Cause see, I would think this guy's pretty good, but he's a UDFA. So I don't know. Skill issue, I guess. Probably. Let's just go with the safe pick that is the tight end. I don't know how safe this pick even is technically, but actually Justin Oden actually, from what I can see, looks decent. Oh, he might be. Wait, okay, he's a vertical threat with not great speed, but B awareness, A catch in traffic, B catching, B spec catch. Are tight ends just the thing to look for undrafted players? Keep in mind, I am using, slightly strong draft classes, but still. Let's take Justin Oden. Only normal dev. All right, fair enough. He might be a decent overall. And you know what? Because that's all I know how to take here, let's go with Cameron Chambers out of Louisville, whatever. He looks good. We'll take him. Okay, and he has hidden. Okay, blocking tight ends are the strat. He's probably a 70-ish overall. He could be even better than the last guy we got, though, so he could be like a 72. I don't know. And let's see, are there any decent-looking receivers? There's Dwayne Boss, which is a fire name. He's only a day 3 player, though. I guess we are about day 3, though. I mean, the very end of day 2. We don't need receiver, though, but if we're looking to fill our needs with undrafted players, I think we're doing something wrong, to be fair. Well, I guess our entire team is undrafted players, but you know what I mean. They're already established undrafted players. Ooh, Greg Toll. Maybe not. I do like the elite speed, elite acceleration. position, but the awareness, block shed, I don't know. To be fair, though, I don't know what else we're gonna do, so we might just take him anyways. Ooh, Lamont Collins, too. Not that we need linebacker, but again, I don't know what else we're gonna do. Is Alan Bartow good? Bartow, whatever. Not really. All right, Greg Toll, was that the guy? I think so. Welcome to the team. I don't think he's very good. But we'll do it anyways. Greg Toll, welcome to the team. Normal dev, that's fine. He's fast-ish. But I'll make the rest of these picks and we will see what we can get. Was that dude's name Delbert? What year is it? But in the draft, we didn't really get much. Most of these players probably won't make the team, but again, I highly doubt there were many players there that would have made the team at all. But we actually got a pretty decent one again in Cameron Chambers. Even better than the last guy. I said he could be a little better, and he is a little better at a 72 compared to that 71 guy. We'll have to see what his dev trait is. Probably just star, but I guess you never know. Even Odin isn't bad, but he probably won't make the team. Ricardo Baber, the last pick I took, he looks fine. Probably won't make the team again, but yeah. I mean, this isn't like Taj Harris or Ty Harris, however you say that. He's probably a 6th round talent. So these aren't terrible value picks, even though we are limiting ourselves like crazy. But yeah, just not much value for us here. We did at least get a pretty good looking tight end though, so we'll take it. And let's get into year 3. Maybe the final year, depending on how we do. But here's a look at the team heading into year 3 of the rebuild. We are slowly getting better, even though a lot of our players are regressing. We're getting some, younger guys developing. So now we're up to an 82. Again, very slowly we're getting better, but we are. Tommy DeVito getting close to an 80. He's a 78 here. Love to see that. He's again, very well-rounded, looks good. And we'll have to see how much Robinson can develop in year 2. He's still only 23, obviously a really good blocker, but hopefully that'll develop his receiving ability too. We'll see. I guess it doesn't really matter though, because, I don't know, overall doesn't even really matter in this game anyways, 90% of the time. If there's like a 0 overall compared to a 99, obviously there's going to be a difference, but there's almost no difference in simulation between like a 70 and an 80, which is stupid. Anyways, very minimal changes on defense throughout the entire rebuild. Like, the only change is we moved Marquise Bell to strong safety, and that's like it for our starting lineup. Obviously the depth has changed, but for starters, we've kept the group together pretty well, and it's starting to become, pretty good still. But now, let's get to the mid-season point of year 3, and I can't wait to be 2-5. Can't wait. But at the mid-season point, we are 4-3. We're not as bad as I thought we would be. Now, we definitely don't have the best roster in the world, to be fair. We're still only an 82, which is kind of surprising. Again, of course, the team is old, but I'm still surprised. We haven't really developed at all throughout the year. But let's see if there are any problems with the team that we can, fix. I doubt it, because, we're doing well. We're doing maybe even better than, only an 82 overall team should at this point. But, oh yeah, Matt Filer at right guard. He's doing pretty bad. Or wait, yeah, is that at right guard? Ooh. I don't know what other option we have. Maybe Daniel Brunskill. We'll try him at right guard. Other than that, though, we're hardly getting any pressure, but I'm used to that. Okay, yeah, we'll bench Matt Filer for Daniel Brunskill. God, I have to, or maybe Andre James. That could be kind of, I don't know. Okay, we'll go Brunskill at right guard, and again, that's all for us to do here, so let's get to the end of the year, and we will see how this team finishes. But once again, here we are at the end of year number 3. I'm not going to do the whole plugging thing. I guess I will for a second. Like and subscribe if you've made it all the way here, if you for some reason haven't already. It helps out the channel. And let me know what team to do next, any fun rebuild ideas. That's it. Okay, I'm done plugging. I'm sorry. But we're now up to an 83 once again. Like, we're exactly back where we were. I guess we were an 84 at one point, but that was later in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I don't really need to show the team much anymore. Y'all have seen it. It hasn't really developed too much throughout the year. Other than Tommy DeVito did hit an 80, playing up to an 81. We'll take that. We can still move him to the practice squad. I don't want to do that. In year number 3, we finished 9-8, barely making the playoffs again. Now, once again, below average offense, below average defense. We actually, for touchdowns allowed, takeaways, and red zone percentage, we were top 10 for all those. In number 11 for sacks. How is this a not great defense? Just kidding? Or no, not just kidding. Okay, I'm confusing myself. No, that's right. Okay, well, I don't know what we did wrong. I guess we just allowed yards. And and points, apparently. I guess we must have allowed a lot of field goals, so we probably had a really good red zone defense. Yeah, I guess we did. Whatever. And for the offense, I wish our offense could be as good as the Cowboys' offense usually is in this game. That's all I'm saying. But let's check out our season stats. I thought we would get better in the second half of the year, but we stayed about the same, maybe slightly worse. Tommy DeVito's been getting worse every year, though. I mean, he's maybe better than last year, but I don't know. 3,700 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 picks. He was meh. Austin Eckler, 1,100 yards, 4.6 per carry, 10 touchdowns. He was still very good. 11 touchdowns for Gus Edwards. And Jacoby Myers, almost 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Kendrick Bourne, almost 1,000 yards. Adam Thielen, 800 yards. Robinson, only 500 yards. Oh, La'el Collins allowed 15 sacks. Huh. Okay, there's our problem. So do we bench him, or is the player we bench him for gonna play worse? That's the fun question of the day. It would probably be Patrick McCarry, which I have no idea how he does in this game. Could do Alaric Jackson, but I don't know. David Andrews wasn't great. Matt Filer wasn't great. We benched him, though. Andrew Norwell was fine. Terrence Steele was really good, and Daniel Brunskill was really good. Both of those two, our two lowest overall linemen, were our two best, as is usually the case in this game. I love it. But TJ Edwards led the team with 129 tackles. Tackles for loss, 20 for Bryce Huff, 17 for Pierce, 15 for Barrett, 14 for Tart, and sacks, only 7 for Barrett led the team, 6.5 for Huff, 5 for Tart, 4 for Granderson, and interceptions, 4 for Charvarius Ward, 3 for Williams, 2 for Bell, Moore, and Blankenship, and 1 for Edwards. Usually the Bills playbook doesn't get picked, but I'm glad we did here. Normally it's more sack heavy. Trust me, I know about a heavy sack. But yeah, normally we get more sacks with the Bills playbook and less picks, but this time it was kind of the other way around. But MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. No Cowboys, obviously. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Saquon Barkley, a division rival. No Cowboys. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. Some rookie for the Bears up there at number 2. That's interesting. Or maybe not a rookie, maybe a year 2 guy, but still interesting. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sammy Godwin for the Rams. And Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Christian McCoy for the Bears. No Cowboys, obviously. So, a little bit of a disappointing year, I'm not gonna lie. I just didn't expect the fall off to happen in the way it did. I mean, I did a little bit with La'el Collins being terrible, but we'll bench him. I mean, it could be worse, but it also could be better to try Patrick McCarry. I don't know. I just wish overall mattered in this game. But we have a hot opponent scenario for the Falcons game. Shocker. But we will go be confident. Y'all know me. But without further ado, I guess to give us something to look at, do the Falcons still have Desmond Ridder? Yeah, they do, and he's up to an 80 with morale, a base 78. He's looking pretty good. I mean, Tommy DeVito's better. Ritter's probably playing much better, though. Yeah, of course. Oh, it looks like we actually played them and lost to them in week 18. I almost didn't even notice that. So that's a good sign. Well, let's simulate this game and we will see what happens. But more than likely, we will be on to year 4. Just kidding. We beat them in the playoffs 26-24. Let's go. That's not what I was going to say, but I guess since I started saying let's, I finished it. Like I finish your mother. I don't know. We have a hot opponent recap, though. We'll take the XP or whatever it gives us. Plus 10, all that stuff, and 2,500 XP. We'll take that. But this is just deja vu. We're taking on the Packers in the divisional. I mean, this is in reverse order, so are we going to take on the 49ers in the conference championship? No, they're out of the playoffs. So I don't know who it's going to be if we even move on. I guess we'll have to see. We get some upgrades, though. Pretty good amount. We'll take that. But without further ado, let's see if we can get a win against the Packers. Probably not, but I hope so. We do. 27-13. And now, in the conference championship, we are going to be taking on our division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. This is scary. Now, the Eagles are definitely better in real life than they are in simulation. I mean, they've been like 10-7 every year here, which is solid, but they always have a better record in real life, at least, you know, as of late. But we have a playoff rivals scenario, obviously. We will go, I don't know. I don't know what matters more for us. I guess we'll go hard-hitting brawl. Sure, why not? But let's simulate this game out, and we will see if we can move on to our second Super Bowl in as many years. We'll see. And unfortunately, we lose 21-17 against the Eagles. We've been so close both seasons, just not quite. Oh, and what a terrible Super Bowl. The Raiders win it only 10-7 over the Eagles. Okay. Sure. I mean, it's better than a division rival for us winning it, I guess, although that would be a terrible Super Bowl to watch. Unfortunately, though, also unfortunately, I guess, we did regress a decent amount. We went down to an 81, but Jacoby Myers got superstar dev. That's nice. It looks like Andrew Norwell did retire, so we'll probably need a guard. Lael Collins, do you want to play guard? That actually might not be a bad idea. He's terrible at tackle. At least he was this last year. But how about right guard? He's played right guard before, I'm pretty sure. And then Brunskill at left guard, I don't feel super great about that, but I feel better about him than I do about Collins, which again is stupid because there's a 10 overall difference between them in the wrong direction. We are actually back up to an 82 now for some reason. I guess just putting Collins back in the starting lineup, I don't know. Ooh, and Shaq Barrett went up to X Factor. Bryce Huff went up to Superstar. Kenny Moore went up to Superstar, and Reed Blankenship went up to Star. That's actually huge. I mean, that could be some good development for at least Huff and Blankenship. The other two are probably too old, but that's at least huge for Huff and Blankenship. But let's get into the offseason, and now we're at the point where I should start looking really hard through free agency, because there could be some players that were undrafted in real life that have done decently well this year and now have developed by this point. So we'll see who's available in free agency, unless of course their teams just re-signed them, which probably, but hopefully not. And Gus Edwards and Adam Thielen, I mean, obviously they've both done pretty well. Gus Edwards has been a touchdown vulture, but Thielen's done really well. But I think Gus was pretty good this last year. He had like 4.1 yards per carry, which isn't bad, especially for being a goal line back, which brings his average way down. But he resigns, and then Thielen doesn't sign. All right, whatever. He's 36. I'm good. Just retire at this point, dude. But let's see if there's anyone decent in free agency. No. Well, Jaylen Warren, you'd be a decent second running back, but I'll look through here and we will see some of the players we can get. But these are the players we are going to go for in the draft, or not in the draft, in free agency. Obviously nobody like crazy or anything, but some decent players. Jaylen Warren, Ryan Neal, Mitchell Tinsley, Jack Gibbons, Aaron Brewer, Tony Adams, and I've never learned how to say this guy's name, but he's been decent for the Lions. I'm not even going to try. I think I might know how to say it, but I'm not even going to try. We're the only team interested in all these players except for Aaron Brewer, I guess. The Panthers also want him, but let's see if we can sign these players, and they literally all sign, and we get all of them. So these will at least be good depth guys, but we might end up starting some of these players, like maybe even Mitchell Tinsley, Jack Gibbons, maybe Aaron Brewer somewhere. Like, even though it doesn't look like much, that's a pretty nice free agent class. That filled most of our needs. But now, let's get to the draft. But in the draft, we pick at number 29. I just didn't bother trading our first round pick. Like, there aren't really many players we could take anymore that will really have too much of an impact on the team. So I might only even show like one pick here. I want to take another tight end, I think. There's no reason. There's no point in taking another tight end, really. But most of the time, they're good. And if we can get a good player, might as well get a good player. Will Phelps looks pretty good. He also just looks a lot like the one guy I took that was like a 67 overall. So it's like, I don't know. I do like Colin Davis. He's not great. How about Julius Barden? Also not great. Okay, none of the guys here look as good as the tight ends we were getting. Although Ben Parks, that's a pretty good combine. It's hard to say if he's good. Yeah, okay, tight end might not be the option here. Well, I don't know what else we're gonna do then. Mike McIntosh, which that's an interesting way to spell Mike. He's an interesting player. He actually looks pretty good. Parker Bishop, good speed. That's about it. Yeah, I guess let's take a chance on Mike. I'm so bad with drafted player names. What was his name? Mike McIntosh out of Purdue. Okay speed for a, possession type guy. Okay looking ratings. I mean, decent for most of them. Just bad deep route. Not a great route runner, but whatever. Let's take him. Normal dev, shocker. He'll probably be like a 69 though, so I'm all right with it, but I'll take the rest of these picks and we'll see if we can get anyone decent. Okay, I just know this game too well, apparently. Mike McIntosh is on the money, a 69 overall. Nice. Yeah, the route running definitely holds him back, but other than that, I mean, he's decent. Not the fastest in the world, but he might make the team. Maybe not. We'll see. This running back, DeMarcus Davenport, another running back, just because they're decent overall most of the time. 72, but the drafts don't really matter here anymore. Bayless looks fine. Antoine Fisher looked crazy when I was taking him. His man coverage definitely holds him back, though. Like B-man A-press for a UDFA guy was crazy, but I mean, for the fourth round, that isn't terrible value. But anyways, let's get into the fourth and final year, and let's get a look at the team. But here's a look at the team heading into the fourth and final year year of the rebuild. Obviously, we've faced a little regression, you know, but we're still an 82. It isn't bad, and now we have a lot of dev traits, so we should get better throughout the year, obviously. A very different looking team from last year, especially on offense. Almost our whole O-line is different, at least 3 of the positions. Our receiving core is pretty different. I guess that's about it, to be fair, but it is different for sure. And then the defense is pretty much the same as it has been the entire rebuild, other than backups. But y'all have seen the team a million times. We don't need to go over it too much. Let's just get into year number 4. We'll get straight to the end, and let's hope for greatness, but we will see what happens. No matter what happens, this was a fun rebuild. Okay, well, here we are at at the end of year number 4, and before I reveal how we did in year number 4, the video's almost over, so if you want to watch another, there will be, one popping up on screen pretty soon that YouTube thinks you will like, so feel free to watch one of those. But this team pretty good, even though we were starting with, an old roster, very limited drafting, and no free agency. So all things considered, we did all right, even though we didn't really upgrade the team, which, well, I guess we did. We started at an 81. We're an 83 now. But in year number 4, we finished 9-8 and didn't make the playoffs. Now this year, our offense was terrible and our defense was just okay. We had a really good pass D, horrible run D, and a horrible run game on offense. You hate to see it. Tommy DeVito was actually really good this year though. 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, 9 picks. Eckler only 3.8 yards per carry, did hit 1,000 yards, 1,200 yards, and 15 touchdowns for Jacoby Myers. Oh, and La'el Collins, 7 sacks from right guard. Ugh. Why is he so terrible in this game, dude? But a lot of tackles for TJ Edwards, tackles for loss, 16 for Bryce Huff, good amount from the team, and sacks, 15 for Bryce Huff. Finally doing well here. Now up to an 87 with Superstar. I wish I could speak. Not much pressure outside of him though. 6 from Tart, 5.5 from Barrett, and interceptions, 3 for Moore and Ward, 2 for Edwards, and 1 for a couple players. Tommy DeVito was up there for MVP at number 6, so we'll take that. That's the highest he's been on that list. Jacoby Myers at number 7 for Offensive Player of the Year, Tommy DeVito at 9, and then that's it for awards. So, kind of a disappointing finish to this. I mean, it's about what I expect, but the team's pretty solid either way, and we almost won a Super Bowl. Not quite, but we almost did. But again, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like, be sure to subscribe. Should take you 3 seconds to do both. I would very much appreciate it, and let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all might have. Can be a realistic rebuild, can be whatever chaotic rebuild. Just let me know. But again, on screen now is probably a video you would enjoy, and with that, I will see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.